All right, welcome everyone. Think of this as your first day at the Natural Disaster Survival School. Today, we're going to strip down some of nature's most powerful, most incredible events right to their absolute core. It's all about understanding the basics, the fundamental definitions behind these massive forces that are constantly shaping our world.
So we're going to tackle three big ones today, breaking them down to what they really are at their heart. So, class is in session, ready for your first lesson?
Okay, lesson 1, hurricanes. We're starting with a real monster, a force of nature born right over those warm tropical oceans. Let's dive in.
So, what even is a hurricane when you get right down to it? Well, the definition is surprisingly simple. It's just a tropical storm with high winds. That's it. No crazy scientific jargon, just those two key things.
And you know, while the flooding and the storm surge are absolutely devastating, the real defining feature, the thing that makes a storm a hurricane, is the high winds. That's what it all comes down to. It's how we measure its strength, its raw power.
All right, let's shift gears. We're moving from the sky down to the ground. Actually, under the ground. Lesson 2 is all about that incredible heat and pressure building up from below. We're talking volcanoes and lava. And again, the definition here is super straightforward. What's lava? It's just hot, liquefied rock that comes from a volcano. Boom. Those few words tell you everything you need to know, what it feels like, what state it's in, and where it comes from.
I mean, just think about that for a second. Hot, liquefied rock. It's kind of crazy, right? It's this incredible reminder that the solid ground we're all standing on is really just a super thin shell floating on top of a molten, fiery interior. Lava is literally a sneak peek at what's going on deep inside our planet.
Okay, for our final lesson today, we're talking about something that happens when the ground you thought was solid suddenly isn't. Yep, lesson 3 is all about earthquakes. So what's really happening during an earthquake? The definition is actually pretty easy to picture. It's what happens when these giant plates of rocks, literally continent-sized pieces of crust, slip past each other. Just that phrase, giant plates of rocks, really gives you a sense of the massive scale we're dealing with here.
So let's break that down. How does it actually work? Well, first you've got these giant plates of rock just sitting there, side by side, constantly trying to move. Second, as they try to move, pressure starts to build up between them. They get stuck, you know? The friction is immense, and this can go on for years, decades, even centuries. Then, step 3, all that pressure becomes too much. The plates suddenly slip, releasing all that pent-up energy in a massive burst. And that release is what we feel as an earthquake.
And just like that, you've learned the basics. Those are the core definitions for 3 of the planet's biggest natural events. Let's do a super quick recap, just to make sure it all sticks. Okay, remember this. Hurricanes, they're all about those high winds. Lava, that's the hot, liquefied rock coming out of a volcano. And earthquakes, that's what you get when those giant plates of rock finally slip. See? 3 simple ideas for 3 incredibly powerful forces.
So, congratulations! You've officially graduated from the introduction. Seriously, getting these core ideas down is the most important first step. Now that we have this foundation, we can start to dig into the really cool, complex science behind it all. So, you've learned the what, you get the basic definitions. But now, are you ready to discover the why and the how? You know, why do they happen where they do? And how can we get better at predicting them? That is the next level. Thanks so much for joining me for this explainer.